Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with a very special guest. I am your host, Damani Carter, and over there in the striped shirt is my esteemed co-host, Mr. Byron Keaton. This is the Trying to Be Grown podcast, and we are live with our first repeat guest, Mr. Will Gragg. Will, how you doing over there?
I'm good. How's everything your way? Byron, how you doing, man?
Hey, man. Can't complain. I'm making it.
The money.
Happy to have you here.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Just got done with the season. Got to apologize to the viewers. I didn't know how much, coaching was gonna take up my time. So, we back on this podcasting thing. Gonna be more consistent with it. I know I say that every time, but we're back at it like crack addicts. Byron, what?
Come on now, bro. Don't try to just.
I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Nah, bro. No.
Byron, before we get to our guest, because we're going to go a little bit more in depth with what he's been doing, how you been doing over there?
He just asked me that, but I'm doing good. I'm making it. Another day, another dollar, winning in one of my fantasy leagues that both of y'all are in, but we ain't got to talk about that. So, yeah, life is good, man. Life's good. How about you? Well, you already talked to it. Never mind.
Time. Yeah. That's why I was just going to get a little bit more in depth. Then I'm doing okay, but that'll work. So, Will, just to start off, you have been, hard at work for a sports agency for a little while. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, man, it's recruiting season. Quality Control Sports, QC Sports, Ace out of Atlanta, the sports branch of QC Music. Yeah, man, it's just recruiting on the go, trying to get some college prospects to sign with us. We came and seen a couple of our pro prospects, make sure they're good. And I need to give a big shout out to Raleigh Williams, man. Raleigh Williams has been one of my closest companions and has helped me, since I've jumped in the game, tried to jump in the game. He's been giving me pointers, man. And just shout out to Raleigh, man. Been a real solid dude. We know him as our brother, but, the fans might not know how solid of a guy he is, man. Real, genuine, solid dude, for sure. And he don't work. He works with a whole nother agency, but just him, answering every text I got, every call I got, every question I got within, 10 minutes of me sending it. It really been a big help to me.
Okay, shout out to Riley Williams over at Milk and Honey Sports. They actually, he got some big moves in the works, and I don't know if that's public yet, but when we get that information. That's going to be shared on here as well. So when you talk about recruiting,
mm-hmm.
and I know I've seen the Instagram stories. I've seen you've been jet setting out here for a while. What does that involve? Like, what does that look like in terms of the conversation that you're having with your potential clients?
Man, just basically building relationships. Most of the guys that we're going after already have prior relationships too, being a former player. But it's just. Seeing when they have time to sit down, it's the middle of the season. A lot of guys really don't want to worry about the agency representation and all that until the end of the season, because their stock can rise or fall, within 2-3 games. But when you get a guy that's, conversing with you, that's interested in you, you want to know a little bit more about him, so that's when we do deep dives into the backgrounds, who he surrounds himself with, what type of guy he is. Does he have anything that'll come up later? Once we figure that out, it's about the film. What we see on the film, what the game shows, and, how far or how high you think, we can get him to go whenever he wants to get drafted. So once we figure that out, we get conversation, we get locked in. Most of the time, you have a meeting. It'll be over lunch. It could be over dinner. You just want to know what type of guy it is once you sit down, and you want to see what type of guy, that you want them to see what type of guy you is. I got 2 mentors, Damian and Brad. They're the co-heads of QC, man. I done seen them in action countless times, and they are surgeons when it comes to, controlling the room, conversation, being relatable to the young guys. Just things like that you want to feel comfortable with when you're picking somebody to represent you.
Yeah. Yeah, and so has it been everything that you thought it would be, just from like the business side, the social side, just Is it what you expected jumping into it?
Oh yeah, for sure. I didn't think it was going to be as busy as it was, as it is. But that just comes with the game. The money. You was with me on my first plane ride. I was, shaking in my boots. I'm shaking in my drawers. So once you get over that, the heavy travel. I'm a people person. I like to talk. Y'all know that. I like to debate. I like to argue. I like to give my side of things. So when you doing that to a young guy that, you want them to learn who you really are, it's really easy, man. It's not a hassle at all. The hardest thing is about, getting there and, being yourself once you're there. A lot of guys like to fake the funk, try to show the client somebody that they really not. But once you get a client, they want to see the real you. They want to hear the real. I know we three guys that appreciate realness. We appreciate authenticity. We like people to be who they really are. And that's what you got to be in this game.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got to ask, because you've been, I think from a dress standpoint, right? I understand that you consider yourself somewhat of a fashion killer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're the one that I'm trying to think how you usually work it. Put people on that fly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You very much pride yourself in doing that.
Yes, sir.
So to be corporate, have you had to dumb that down any?
Actually, that was one of my first questions to Brad. Let me just brief it up.
That was one of your first questions?
One of my first questions to Brad. Brad, shout out Brad. He's, like I said, he's one of my mentors, one of the co-heads. Real cool dude. So let me tell you a quick story. We're meeting with a guy. I'm going to keep his name out of it. Real high caliber, real high quality guy we're finna meet with. So I'm get off the plane, and I have, the Yeezy slides. I'm fresh off the plane. I think I look good. I'm coming. I think I have, the Yeezy, the, sweatpants, the hoodie, the hat. You know how I do it. Just, real chill things. I get there, Brad has on, jeans. He has on the Cole Haans. He has on a blazer. He has on a dress shirt under the blazer. He's one of the, he wear a blazer with jeans. He's one of the fly dudes, fly guy. So I asked him, is this appropriate what I have on? Because like I said, I had on a hoodie, sweats, and some Yeezy slides. I asked him, is this appropriate? He said, man, this is why we brought you on. Be yourself. I can't drip like that. I can't relate to the kids at the age that I am.
He didn't say that. He did not say I can't drip like that.
I'm not LeBron. I promise he said that. That's what he said. And look, he said that I can't drip like that. I can't put it on like that. So you have to do it. He said, every time we meet, I won't be in this. He said, I'll be in a hoodie. I'll be in some jeans. When we go to the games, I'll be in, comfortable. But this is who I am. Like, this is what I wear. You got to wear what you wear. The kids, the prospects want to see you as who you are. So he told me, don't never dumb it down, man. Don't never dumb it down. We met with, like I said, we met with Twin one time. And he's Lil Baby's manager, and he came to the meeting. He had the big QC medallion on. He had a hoodie on, gallery department. So, it's just being who you are. It's being who you are.
I did not expect that.
You found your dream job. Somebody told you to dress like you want to dress.
Yeah. You can dress how you want to dress, man.
Dang, I forgot. I had a question, but that completely threw me off. But
it threw me too.
What did y'all expect? You don't see. You gotta wear a suit, a 3-piece suit every time.
Now, I expected you was doing at least the collared shirt with the dress pants like twice a week.
I clean up nice. I clean up. I feel like I clean up nice now. That will come, but just in the dinner meetings and the luncheons with these guys and whoever we meeting with, these guys may be in hotels. They may be just coming out of a game. They're not worried about too much about what you got on. They're worried about more what you're saying. But you have to be presentable. Like they have to see you looking good. You have to look good. Presentation, like I said, you only get one first impression, and that's what I always kept in mind when I'm meeting all of these guys. I never wanted to be not fly. Like I wanted them to think, this is who I really am. So, take it how you
and so And so, like, you're not that far removed from most of these guys for the most part. Probably at max 4 years or something like that. What is that? Is there any barrier there? Or are there any differences or anything like that you've noticed so far? Just from, like, the age difference?
No, not really a barrier. These, as far as the young guys, you know, they look up to us how we looked up to guys when we were coming up. You know, you're not that far removed. It's just having all your ducks in order. Byron, I'm sure it's people that look at you back in Cam, they'd be like, oh, Byron, you I would think a lawyer would, you know, be wearing a 3-piece suit all the time, you know. But they, you know what I'm saying, they look up to you in the community. And it's not no different when it comes to this. When I'm dealing with older cats, I haven't been in the game that long. So that's one of the barriers that is one of the things that I have to get over, and that just comes with time. But like I said, me running with the guys that I got, Damian and Brad, they make it real easy for me. So whenever I reach a barrier like that, as far as experience, I just turn to them.
And then also kind of like something that's going on kind of new in the more recent 1 to 2 years, like the NIL. How has that impacted like QC? Because typically you wouldn't be able to speak to players during this time. What is that like?
NIL is a bit tricky, okay? To break it down for you, at QC, we don't take a lot of college guys as NIL signees because if you think about it, most of the NIL, if you're not a C.J. Stroud or, you know, a Heisman contender, Caleb Williams, most of the NIL deals you get are local businesses. So it's really hard for a guy to make money off of mom and pop, you know, promoting whatever they may promote. Now, you may have the car dealership deals that'll give, you know, kids cars in exchange. You've seen the B. John Robinson Lamborghini deals, but those are 1 in 100,000. Most of your guys that's getting NIL deals are from local businesses. A lot of guys from the Hogs get, you know, things, local JJs and things like that. So it's really hit or miss for the guys. I think people have a misconception. Now, the guys are getting paid, but not a lot of guys are, you know, millionaires. Like Bama may have a bunch of guys or a couple guys that are touching $1 million. That's really rare. That's real rare. But as far as for QC, we know we don't try to focus on as much NIL. We have an NIL department and we have guys that are signed to us for NIL, but we don't want to, you know, make a kid believe he's going to make $500,000 as an undergrad, because that's, you know, that's just rare.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be selfish and go ahead and dead this conversation, because this is the one I wanted to get to. This is the one. Will, you are no stranger to a controversial thought.
No,
you are no stranger to a controversial thought. So we are going to. I'm just gonna give everybody the quote. I'm gonna give everybody the quote, and I'm gonna see where you want to take it from there.
Okay.
And this is directly for. I don't remember if you typed it or you said it out loud, but I remember it specifically. I wrote it down in my phone that day because I wanted you to say it on this podcast.
Okay.
Women want 1950s men without being 1950s women.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that it's yours to do what you want with it.
That quote is basically saying, women in today's age want a overly chivalrous guy, like in the 1950s, and when they don't want to act like their grandmothers did or do the things that they parents did to get that type of man. You have to be able to get that type of man if you want him to act like that. So let's go into Damani. You are one of the most chivalrous people I know. Damani.
I'll take.
Do you pay for dates?
I do, yes.
All the time, 100% of the time?
Not like
he pays for dates for friends that are girls as well, not just
so if a girl brings her homegirls, they get paid too. They get paid.
Yes.
Not all the time. Sometimes. But
the money, you're a trick.
The
money, you a trick, man.
No, No, and I'm not even gonna paint it like that because it's just every once in a while. Cause I mean, put it to you this way: if I'm like, I went on, I'm trying to think. I went on my lunch break the other day, like with one of the other coaches I work with. Shout out to Coach Welch. I just when the check came, I was like, yeah, I got you, and I just paid.
That's different. Like if we.
But I'm saying that's like if that's. I'm not saying that I do. Like I'm not a trick. Like I'm not gonna pay like every time for everybody. But if I feel so inclined, sometimes I just do it.
Okay, so you got to be
like this. If a girl comes out with the money, they know it's about a 95% chance he is going to pay for that food, whether they are dating the money or just the money's friend. Am I right or wrong?
95 is a little high.
The money, what got you? Like, ain't nothing wrong. You could do what you want to do, but I'm saying, what made you get that train of thought? I'm not selfish. I'm not asshole.
I'm not saying.
But if I got a girl and she brings friends, I'm only paying for me and the friend, me and my girl. The friends, y'all are on your own.
Understandable, and it's like, put it this way: I've never done it beyond my means. Like it's not like something that I physically like feel the need to do. Like I'm a itch if I don't pay for everybody. It's never anything like that. But just from just like doing something nice, for lack of a better term. I don't know why, but I mean,
do you get something out of it?
No, I just feel like it feels good to do that. Like to be able to just be like, I got it. But like I said, it's not something that I feel like I have to do. Mm-hmm. If it's like a situation where I feel like just so inclined to do it, I just go ahead and do it. But
why won't you let your woman treat you?
I do. Like on my birthday, that type of stuff. Like it's not a never thing. It's definitely not a never thing. It's just a usually. Okay, that one I'll give you about a 95% on that one. I'll give you about a 95% on that one. If we out together 95% of the time, I'm gonna reach for the check. Probably about 100% of the time, I'm gonna reach. 5%, I'll let it go. If both
is that something? Is that ever discussed? Because me, when I'm dealing with somebody, it'll be, I ain't gonna say 50-50, but I'll pay 65, but it's not a thing though. Like the women that, if I'm dealing with a woman, she wants to pay. Like she wants to show me that she can pay. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna stop that. Mm-hmm. Like women in today are doing good. Women are having their way for sure. Like women are having their way. And a lot of them want to show that they are having their way by treating their man. And I don't think
and I ain't got a problem with that.
You say what?
I said I have no problem with that.
Okay, so why won't you let it happen lesser than 95% of the time?
So I will acknowledge, and I think as a whole, so I keep trying to qualify this. I don't think that I'm really a stubborn person. Byron 100% of the time would say that I'm stubborn. Colton would say that I'm stubborn. Most of the people that I lived with would say that I'm stubborn, including my mama. But
I do stubborn.
Okay, and I'll leave that alone. But just kind of stubbornness, pride, maybe a little bit. I don't feel like it's problematic. Just because
it's not attractive to you that your woman can handle herself.
No, what's weird is that like it just like it warms my heart like when somebody will offer. Like I'll just be like, dang, that's so nice of you, and there's no way I'm gonna let you do it. But I really appreciate it. I thank you for that. Like it's the offer in itself, like the gesture, very, very nice, very, very like I said, it's heartwarming, but I just don't.
Hey, Demond, this is insane behavior. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. This in 2022, this is insane.
I'm being honest though. I'm being for real. I'm being honest.
It's insane.
Bro, you were brought up in the wrong generation because this don't make no sense. That you like.
It really ain't about how I was brought up. It's just me. Like it's just a personal thing. I don't know why.
Listen, if I'm dealing with a woman and she never pays for anything, I'm not dealing with that woman no more. Like if we go, say, let's use an example. This is the smallest thing, but this will piss me off. Listen, okay. If we're going on a date, say we're going to the movies, okay? I'm picking you up. We're going to the movies. I'm getting the tickets. If I have to buy the popcorn too, that shows me a lot about the person that you are as a woman. If I
don't think it's that serious though.
But I'm saying it's principle though.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah.
I picked you up. I bought the movie tickets. We're going to see Wakanda 2. I've gone. I bought the tickets. We in a tavern. I got us laid back. We cool. Then I gotta buy you popcorn too. What do you contribute to this? What is your contribution to this relationship or this friendship?
Let me. This part is insane. I give you my thought process. Like going through that scenario. If that is your expectation, that you just put it to you this way: if I feel like you getting over, then it's something different, right? But say we going, like we're going to the movies. Like obviously I'm gonna pick you up.
And listen, it's not a problem. We don't have a problem. We're about a popcorn. We're about a popcorn. And we're not going to say anything about it. But in my head, I'm just going to think, what type of person? What are you doing?
This is one of your cons on our list.
Yes.
I think if you are like incapable or unwilling to pay, then I'm probably not going to be inclined to do all that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's level.
That part is strange.
Right.
Because I'm saying if somebody is capable of doing it, like willing to do it, like in terms of paying for the tickets, picking me up, doing all that, then I'm going to be inclined to make sure that they don't do any of it. So that part is strange.
But see, if you have a problem, to me, the way I look at it, you don't like me that much. Like you don't like me. If you can't do the simple, like if you can't buy a popcorn, or like if you can't pay for you can't pay for 1 date out of 7, 2 dates out of 7.
And I'm with you.
I don't.
You just want some
I think
reciprocation of energy,
like me at that point.
Yeah,
because I'm
100% with you.
Cater to you. Well, not cater to you, but she's gonna do some stuff to make you feel like special.
I'm 100% with you, and that's why I'm saying it's strange, because if she is not capable or willing to do it, then I really don't want to do it for her. If she is capable and willing, I don't want her to do any of it.
So, if a woman offers, like the money, say you go on a date, ticket comes out, she pulls out her wallet, what are you doing?
I'm just
push it down.
No thanks. I'm not gonna be like aggressive with it, but I'm gonna be like, nah, I got it. Don't worry about it. I appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And that's what I'm saying. Like the gesture in itself that means a lot. Like that do mean a lot. Just the fact that you are capable of paying, you're willing to, just because like how you feel about me, that in itself means a lot to me. I'm not gonna let you do it most of the time, but I appreciate it.
Wait a second, Divine. You're saying something that's kind of off to me. You're saying if she is capable.
I told you. It's that.
You said if she's capable and
that's
willing,
the part that's
you want to pay. So if this girl is broke and can't afford it, you mad she not paying?
Not necessarily mad. Then I feel like she's getting over.
The money. I bet a lot of women probably felt like they've got over on you.
They have,
and that's fine.
Why is that? Wait. Why is that fine? Why is that fine?
Because if you doing what you want to do, right? If I'm doing what I want to do, and you feel like you're getting over on me, at a certain point, I feel like I'm going to put it to you this way: I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing because of how you feel about the situation, and that's in a positive or a negative regard.
Okay. Now the next question, I have a question for you, Damani. Answer me this honestly. All right, answer it honest as you can be. When you throughout your life, when you pursuing women, are you the pursuer or do they pursue you?
little bit of both, mainly me.
Mainly you are the pursuer. So you're you're trying to show them what type of guy you are instead of them coming at you showing them what type of female that they are.
I don't know if necessarily showing what that's fair. That's a fair characterization. I feel like that's a little. I feel like I'm myself. I'm gonna be myself. So I mean, it's not like I'm.
But I'm saying it's different when you're trying to court a woman instead of when she's trying to court you.
Yeah, but I'm saying like my attempts at courtship, I'd say, are more few and far between. So I'm not like. Most of the time, I'm not just like, over the course of my life, I haven't been like the most outlandish shooter. Most of the stuff that like is gonna happen is because we friends, we interact on a regular basis, that type of stuff. And I'm just doing what?
Why are you laughing?
Damani yeah, we know Damani not the best shooter.
We doing this today? This is what we doing?
I didn't say
this what we doing? This what we doing?
No, we good, man.
This what we doing?
We good, man. Continue.
I would like that statement recanted before we start, because if we gonna start, we gonna start. I'm gonna go there.
No, buddy, stay on track, bro. Stay on track, man. Finish the story, man.
You in a league of your own. Shooter. There you go.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway.
But yeah, to get back to the original question, I don't necessarily think I want a 1950s woman, because 1950s women depended on a man for everything. Not mostly everything, but I know women they were school teachers, but the women in my family, school teachers or just stayed at home. That ain't gonna happen in 2022. And I don't really necessarily want a woman that's gonna stay at home in 2022.
Hey, now, Will, isn't this kind of different from what you said probably like a year ago?
What you mean?
I could have sworn before you said you wanted a woman who depended on you.
Well, yes.
No, he said he wanted a woman that needs him.
That needs me.
Right. Okay, I got you. Never mind.
Right. That needs me. That's still a fact. You gotta need. But like you said, to be dependent on me, like, I want a woman that's, got her own motion.
I got you.
But yeah, so the money, we're gonna have to get you off this 95% mindset, bro, because you are a prize, the money, and that's the thing that I wanted to ask you about, the money. Why don't you be treating yourself like the prize?
He treats the woman as the
right,
prize, which they are, but like y'all are both prizes.
Yes,
y'all are both prizes.
Right,
you got
we're both the prize. 95% ain't we both the prize?
But put it to you this way: if I'm, like I said, doing what I feel most comfortable doing, that don't mean that that I have any less of a positive conception of myself. It just means that that's where like my comfort level is. Like my comfort level is high when I'm doing what I want to do. So I'm not gonna let, especially you, Byron, because your DM record is like Shaq at the free throw. But I'm not gonna let anybody else's conceptions of me determine like what I do, because I feel like the moment that I start saying, okay, I got to do this, I got to be different in this regard, that's when I stop looking at myself as the prize, because then I'm just trying to like fit into what I think everybody else should do.
The money, it's okay for you to have standards for yourself.
I do have standards for myself. That's
like I'm saying, it's okay to give a woman a level of expectation that she has to meet. I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with that.
And I do.
Okay, so what are some of the characteristics that the woman has to meet to get the money?
Right.
I just want to hear a couple. You don't have to tell me all of them. What are some of the things that she has to do to where if she doesn't do it, you gone?
You gone.
Are we talking about from a personality standpoint or from an action standpoint?
Let's go action.
Let's go. Yeah, action.
Oh, you got to be considerate. You got to be considerate. Because I'm going to put it to you this way. If I'm going to be who I am in terms of consideration, because I'm big on that. I'm gonna do my best to make sure that you're good, right? So if what little I ask for in terms of consideration isn't being met, I'm gonna have a big problem with that. So I feel like that's probably got to be number one. I feel like there's a bunch of
consider? What do you mean by consider?
I'm not liking this.
Because like it's inconsiderate to like not be on time. So what do you mean by being considerate?
Trying to think of.
I think you just threw that out there and hoping that like
that's a big umbrella.
Something.
Because the money.
That's a big umbrella. That's a big umbrella. I give you that.
Feel like she has to do anything to keep you. Like you have to get yourself some non-negotiables, like some things that you will not go for if these requirements are not met. Because I'm just speaking. I don't know what y'all. How the money. I don't know. I'm just going from being your guy for the last 7 years.
Give me an example of your non-negotiables, and I'm gonna see how different.
One of my non-negotiables.
Yeah, what are your non-negotiables? You
have to pay for stuff. That's one of my non-negotiables. If you don't pay for nothing, you won't be my woman for long.
Okay, so we're a little bit different there. I say you have to be willing and capable of paying for stuff. Yes, that's we're a little bit different there. Do you have it?
That's what
I'm saying.
But I'm saying that's one of the things that makes me feel special.
Okay, so we're a little bit different there. Do you have any other ones in terms of non-negotiables?
Not really, because I mean everybody deal with. I'm saying everybody's gonna deal. I'm saying you. Some people may be don't lie to me, something like that. Everybody's gonna get lied to. You can't make that a non-negotiable because that's just a natural thing. Some people may say cheat. Some people may say different things.
Pause you right there. I'm gonna go ahead and rewind this just a little bit. So cheating is not a non-negotiable with you?
It depends. It depends.
What?
It depends.
What does that even mean? What do you mean it depends?
Hey, baby, I ain't even gonna fake it.
I'm just saying.
Is it because I cheated? Nah, it's because you ain't paid for that candy last week at the movies. I'm sick of you.
I'm saying, listen, hear me out. If we're married and we got kids, and I find out you cheated on me, I don't think I'm gonna take the mother of my kids out of the house where my kids don't have. I was raised with two parents, where my kids don't get to get raised up like I was. I don't think I would be that selfish to do that to my kids just because my wife did something to me.
I'm that selfish.
She didn't cheat on the kids.
Who gets the family Bible? Shoot. We splitting the house
different
up.
strokes for different folks. Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
So you would say cheating is one of your non-negotiables?
Absolutely. There's no question about it.
Why?
Nah.
So wait. Before we get into the money, if she is habitually cheating, continues to cheat. So if it's one off, maybe for you. Well, but if she still doing it,
Byron, we'll never really know. You never really know.
That's true.
You never.
But
know.
if I know, it's up. It's up for me.
So
you know it's up.
This is on this one. I'm saying that it happened, and you were staying for the sake.
Now, if you cheat,
of your children.
Don't
big.
Don't misconstrue
That's big.
What I'm saying. You're not finna just do that to me. Don't do that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if human nature, if she just happens to cheat, because I don't know what y'all consider cheating. I don't know some people consider cheating as you find somebody texting her phone. You find she kissed somebody. Even further than that. Some people consider cheating you just liking a bunch of pictures on Instagram. They're considered shooting at somebody in 2022. So it's just whatever you. I'm not finna. It'll have to be real extreme for me to. It'll have to be real extreme for me to take. For me to stop loving the woman that I love and to take the mother of my kids out the house if we're married and have a family. It's going to be tough for me to do that just because of something minimal.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
What?
Yeah,
I think this is your minority opinion. Like mine is in terms of paying for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like a lot of people gonna go with you on that, but it works for you. You're
I just wouldn't
succinct
say
about
cheating
it.
off the bat because you never know. You never
And
know.
that's what I'm saying. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not faulting you for it, but you see how I can be a little bit different in terms of like paying for stuff, and you can be a little bit different there, and it just works for us.
Yeah. So see,
that's emotional maturity.
you think you don't think you're
Shut up,
emotionally
Byron.
mature, Byron?
He's not.
Not in that sense. I am in most senses, but not in that sense.
No,
that's
why not?
That's
not
one of my hard lines.
Why does cheating hurt you more than anything else? Why is that the straw that breaks the camel's back?
I'm just big on respect. And I feel if you cheat and I feel disrespected, it's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Dang, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I just came up. And so if I feel disrespected, especially if it's, dang, I see. I think it's about respect.
You think it's about respect? I mean,
and just like, yeah.
Go ahead.
I think it just kind of goes on with what most people see as respect and disrespect. And so it's kind of like that, what society sees as respectful and disrespectful. So if you do something that's like disrespectful in society's terms, that's where I think it's a problem.
See, so why can't you have your own set of rules instead of letting society decide? Because that's what that's how I feel like I came to terms with what I said.
Yeah, so I think sometimes we may come up with our own personal rules that are like subjective, and so I may feel that it's disrespectful for you to like picture something like that. Mm-hmm. But like in general terms, that's not a big deal. And so I think we have to look at it like objectively rather than subjectively.
Right.
And so if we go by like society's terms of it, it's not a big deal, then I shouldn't feel disrespected by it.
Okay, I can see that. So, about the money, but I got a question for y'all. Black men don't cheat. That's not a question. That's a statement. Black men don't cheat, and I'm telling black men don't cheat. Like, don't cheat. Why do you think men don't cheat?
Why do men cheat?
I think this is the first time somebody else has segued us into a new segment. Will just jumped in. I'm telling you, you're natural, bro.
My bad. You know.
No,
that was perfect. That was perfect.
You did what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
There we go. So I think that it's not even so much respect, because I was going to use Byron's word and say just respect for a significant other will keep you from doing that. But I think it's more reverence, if that works. Like if I cared enough to decide to enter into this whatever type of union it is with you, then regardless of like the moment, how the situation may change, we fighting or whatever, that level of reverence that I have for you is going to win out over any of them like little situational things that could change, if that makes sense.
Okay, so who do you think cheats more, men or women?
The last study I saw on Twitter said, what'd you say, Byron?
Women.
Why you say that?
That's what all the studies say. They're just, the thing about it is when men do it, it's more of a stigma to it than women.
Right.
Because when men do it, I'm not saying this right or wrong. When men do it, they all say, all men are the same, this and that, blah, blah, blah. He just don't care about her. But when a woman does it, they always say that the man pushed the woman to that point.
Right.
For some reason. And I don't know why.
Right.
Like when a woman cheats, other women support it.
Right.
That is the crazy. I have no idea why. They can't just say, "Oh, she did him wrong." They never can say that.
Yeah, and it's always it's the man's fault most of the time. So if do you listen at this. And I'm asking you this, Damani, If you knew 100% that your woman wouldn't cheat on you, are you still faithful?
Yes. What?
Are you is the question.
Are you still faithful?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you?
Me? Yeah. I feel like, yes, for sure. But I just feel like a lot of men don't cheat or don't do things. Like one of the things that keeps men in line, that's what I should say. One thing that keeps men in line is that the fear that their woman would cheat back on them.
And their pride.
Pride.
What the problem is.
Yes. But like I said, we don't condone cheating in any form or fashion over here. We don't condone stepping out. We don't condone unfaithfulness. We don't condone any of that. It's just, my theory, I don't think I'll break up my house because something that's natural happens.
Hey, I'm destroying the foundation. I'm doing everything. That house coming down.
So I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, so I think this is an important question. If you know your homeboy out here cheating, do you say anything to him? Or you let him live his life?
You don't say nothing where it's a problem. You say it to him as, hey, tighten up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Tighten up. But you can't stop a man from doing what he wants to do.
I don't believe you should say nothing.
Huh?
I don't believe you should say nothing unless they are engaged or married. That's how I feel.
Demonic?
Or super close.
I try to stay out of people's business.
No, but that's your partner. But if Byron cheating on his wife, is you gonna address it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna address it, but it's at the end of the day, I'm kind of weird. What'd you say?
You gonna make it as a little joke?
And see, that's the problem, though.
Yeah, I'm lighthearted. I'm definitely gonna be lighthearted with it. But it's like any. I say that's probably a harder situation to address, just because it's serious. Like that's serious business, and that's people's lives are being affected by it. So I mean, you gotta have difficult conversations with people in that moment, and yeah, it's gonna take me a minute to do
okay,
that.
so
it's gonna take me a minute.
I'm just speaking hypothetical, devil's advocate. Say he's been married for 5 years, and he out here, he's cheating on his wife. Okay, been married. What if that's the only thing that's keeping him happy in their marriage? Because we've all seen people at Twin Peaks and who married men 50 years old. They're at Twin Peaks just to get away from their wife.
Yeah.
And keep them sane. What do you say
but
to
that's
that
kind
guy?
of, I think you might have a different conversation with him, because it just sounds like he need to get out the marriage. Or not even necessarily get out the marriage. That's probably skipping over the step of, why did you initially want to be with this woman? Maybe you need to get back to thinking about those things, because you can just from looking at the same person every day, you can get fatigued.
Right.
And the same thing can happen. Like,
okay, so
y'all
when
stop
that
doing the
happens
stuff that made you fall in love with each other.
When you get tired,
I think that's
you get fatigued of just looking at the same person. What do you
I think that's when you and the other person got to get back to, like, what did we initially love about each other? And sometimes that fades away. Sometimes it just does. But if it's still there and y'all just haven't been acting on it, watering that, just growing that relationship in the same way that you used to, then I think that's the first step. You got to make sure that, like, that isn't the issue, because a lot of the times I think it is. But if it's just, we've outgrown each other, we're moving apart in different directions, then it might be time.
Okay. What if y'all are 55 and 60 years old? Then what you supposed to do? You're not about to find nobody else.
It's not. I don't even necessarily think it's about like finding anybody else. If I'm gonna stay in a situation where I'm not content, why would I do that? Regardless of how old I am, you know what I'm saying? Because I need somebody to take me to my doctor's appointments. No.
Let me pause you right there. We all come from 2-parent households. I don't believe that y'all would be so quick to break that up as y'all say you would be.
It's not. I don't think. I'm not saying that this is like an instantaneous decision. But I'm saying if I'm going to continue to stay in a situation that's not benefiting me, and you can talk about just like the stability of your household and your children as a benefit, for sure. But you got to weigh that against like how do I feel? You know, do I feel like I'm being valued? Do I feel like this person is, you know, assisting in my growth? That type of stuff. Because that don't stop at 60.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of life after that for a lot of people. So I just think you got to weigh everything out.
Yeah. I agree with that too.
I think it kind of goes back to the 80-20 thing, though.
Let's talk about the 80-20 thing.
So it's like the 80 is like everything you love about a person, but it's always going to be, for the most part, it's always going to be something missing in said person. Mm-hmm. So you won't feel like complete with them. The money's talked about this before and whatnot. And so I was at the gym in the sauna one day. Random old man just started talking about his life. I guess he uses the sauna as his therapy session. I don't know why. So I'm listening. He was talking about like, my wife's great. She does everything, but it's just something she can't do this and that, blah, blah, blah. And that's why I'm stepping out. And so in my mind, I'm like, first of all, I don't know you. I don't know why you're confessing this to me.
He said he's stepping out.
Yeah, he said it. He said he's been stepping out for years at this point. and then he said he told his wife, don't ask questions that you don't want the answer to when he be making it in.
That's what he told
And I'm like, that's what he told us he tells his wife when he comes in.
Oh, this poor woman.
And I'm like, first of all, I don't think he built like this or something, but he go on and on. I'm just like, he has some kind of way, like, I guess made cheating normalized in his marriage. Mm-hmm. And I just didn't know how to feel about it.
Is he wrong? And to whose standards?
I think he is wrong, but it seems like she is cool with it.
So, who's to say that he's wrong if this is what makes him be married as long as he's been? You got two people out here that can't be married 3 years because they're trying to be faithful. But you got an old man up here that's been married 40 years. I'm just saying. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying. You do what works best for you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I said that earlier, so I mean, I guess I'll go with you on that.
It seems like she has agreed to.
Different strokes for different folks.
It seems like she has agreed to it.
Different strokes for different folks.
So
if she's agreed to it,
I just don't know where this
different strokes for different folks.
Like this set of rules for marriage that you have to cultivate came from. Like, I just don't know where it came from. Because, like, I don't know. You think LeBron ain't never cheated on Savannah?
I don't think he has. We just said black men don't cheat.
Black men don't cheat.
Yeah, those are two people that I've never met in my life. So different strokes for different folks.
Yes, but my point
different strokes for
that
different
works for
folks.
Savannah. Whatever happens, it works for her. So who's to say that LeBron or anybody is wrong for how they go about their marriage? And I think a lot of marriages end because people try to fix their marriage to a set of standards that they see or that they hear about instead of what works for them too. Because you got two people that just like stepping out, but they love each other, then, I mean, they could work.
But yeah, it don't happen like that most of the time when we're talking about cheating. And of course, black men are excluded from this conversation because we don't do
100%.
it. But when you talk about like mutually accepted stepping out is like a marginal, and I don't even have the data to back this up, so I'm gonna just say anecdotally, most of the time, cheating is, I'm gonna go ahead and sneak behind his back, her back, and do my thing. hope I don't get caught. And then they get caught. So that's something different than saying, hey, you know, we both agree that we're going to do this little extracurricular stuff, and it is what it is. So it happens. That definitely happens, but I feel like the majority of the cheating and the majority of the issues, obviously, is, you know, I'm going to go ahead and do this, you're not going to know about it, and then the other person finds out.
I just feel like if people, like I said, we don't cheat, and black men don't cheat.
Mm-hmm.
If you put your pride to the side, I think marriages would last longer, because it's so thin of a line that you can cross with social media. When it's likes, DMs, you're walking on thin ice. Anytime that you are not 100% into the woman that you're with, I just feel like you have to set standards for yourself instead of, you know, just going off of what you see on Instagram. Because
I mean, I think. Go ahead.
No, you got it.
I was just gonna say I can see likes, because I mean anybody can like a picture, but DMs you gotta decide to send that DM. How's that a thin line?
But that's just because you know how many people DMing your girl right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how is that a thin line?
About things like that.
So if she responds,
I'm not talking about being worried about it. You said that's a thin line.
Me, was you responding to a DM if you laying right here with me? What is that gonna do?
I'm saying, put it to you this way: when you said DMs and talking about a thin line to cross, and I guess responses would be the one. But I'm saying if I gotta send something out, it's not really so much of a thin line as just double tapping the picture, is it?
So when you're in a relationship, you can't compliment anybody. You can't. Hey, and see that's a problem for me. Like I'm always want to compliment. I'm always talk. I'm always do that. And if you think that's
what kind of
cheating,
compliments you gonna send in the DMs?
No, I don't see. Like I'm saying, if you see somebody,
not you specifically, but what I'm saying is like how hypothetically can I compliment somebody how can I compliment a woman in the DMs and not be nefarious in terms of like my intentions?
Do it all the time. You see a post, something on a story. Hey, you look good. It's just
the Spitfire.
Yeah. Like it's not. You don't have to. I don't think you, because like I'm saying, you liking a picture or you swiping up on a picture, and you giving a compliment. I don't think that's you shooting your shot.
I think it depends on the if you say you look good, to me that's at least a pump fake. At least a pump fake saying you look good. Now, if it's something to do with the fit, you know, if she just did her squat max or something.
Hey, see. No, I'm saying,
like it's I'm saying if it's
in 2020,
if it's some kind of accomplishment,
in 2020,
like with some kind of accomplishment, you killing it, like that type of stuff. I think we can do that. But if it's just, you know, you post this selfie and I'm like, ooh, you look good.
I don't.
Is it because you're like plotting or scheming for the future, like of a life without the person? Is that how you see it, Damani?
You could be plotting the scheme for the future, but I mean, that's like I said, that's at least a pump fake. If you just tell them that they look good, that's.
But I'm saying, you know how much shit you gonna have to worry about throughout your whole life. Like social media is only gonna go up. You can't be worried about who swipes up on your significant others. Picture.
No, I'm not worried about that. I'm talking about my significant other swiping up on somebody else.
You can't get upset about that though, Damani.
Oh. Okay, Will. So let's put this in the real world context.
Right.
Say your girl go out by herself or whatever, or with her friends or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She then walks up, pull up on a dude, start chatting it up with him, talking about how good he looks, this and that, blah blah blah. Are you cool with that?
Do I hear it?
No.
No.
One of your homeboys say she just bought this dude a drink, some blah blah blah, and they've been talking all night.
I'm gonna probably feel some type of way, but if I don't hear about it, it's still happening anyway. Like, if my friend wouldn't have told me, I wouldn't have felt no type of way about her going out. Because I'm assuming you go out, you're going to think people look good. Like, it's natural to think people look good. It's just when I hear about it, that's when I feel a type of way.
So what's the difference between her going out and, like, doing it in person versus in DMs?
I don't think, because you're with me, if you're doing it on the phone, like, I'm with you in person. I don't care about what's going on in your DMs if you're with me as a person. Now, if you're out in the club, I'm not there, and then you're vulnerable to do whatever you want to do. I'm vulnerable because I'm not there.
Okay, well, if she's like responding to DMs while not with you, and then you some kind of way get to see her DMs,
yeah. I want y'all together. DMs.
Yeah,
I still don't feel no type of way. If I
told you, okay.
You say what?
I think it's the same thing, kind of.
Why you feel like that?
Because like the same thing going on whether it's virtually or in person. They can still meet up after. They can still. It's the same conversations, just whether it's in like a visual format like texting or whether it's face to face.
I just think face to face is more. It's gonna hurt me more because like y'all are seeing y'all right there. But I'm saying it's still, if you go out, what you expect your girl? If your girl say I'm going out to the club with my homegirls, what you expect gonna happen? You expect her to stand over in the corner and not dance with nobody, not talk to no dudes. You expect no dudes. Get that out your head if you think that's what's happening. Listen, that's not what happened.
Can I ask you?
She in the NBA player section, huh?
Especially if she's a good-looking girl. Dudes is shooting at her. So it's just the fact of you knowing about it.
But I think there's a difference between like men shooting at her versus her entertaining and facilitating those discussions. Can I ask you something before you even comment?
Please get that free drink. Please get that free drink from me. Please, you're saving me some bread. I ain't got to do it. Please do that.
Can I agree
with that? And I agree with that if we out.
Would you generally say that you be with or over the course of your life, have you been with women that you trust?
Reasonably, yes. As far as what though?
Just in general, because it just seems like it.
Like
the way that you speak,
or like trust with my life.
In a relationship.
Wait, time out. What you mean with your
because like I'm saying, like what you mean trust? About 50. Yeah, I would say yes. I would say yes.
The reason I ask, right? Because you continually talk, and I get where you're coming from in terms of saying, you can never know, you can never be 100% sure, but it just sounds like you're like assuming the worst, like every time these situations.
Yeah.
How can you do that if you trust them? Is my question. Like you don't
because
do that.
If I assume the worst, you can't surprise me.
You have to prepare for it. I know that's what you about.
Like if I'm assuming you going out there getting chopped down, and when my homeboy would Byron tell me, "Hey, your girl's out there getting chopped down," I already know what's up. You gonna be hurt when you expected her to be turning niggas down left and right, and she out here buying niggas drinks.
But Will, you understand? Like that does that sound healthy to you in terms of a mindset?
I don't think it's healthy for me. It keeps me copacetic because I know what happens when I've been that guy trying to chop down the girl, like that's got a boyfriend. I know how it goes, and all the time you're not getting turned down. And so you just have to live with reality. I'm logical.
Okay.
I'm saying if you think your girl's turning, if you think your girlfriend, the person you're dealing with, is turning down 100% of the people that shoot at her, you're wrong.
That might be
you're fooling yourself.
Word to the wise. I think that's the one to end on right there. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. I forgot to say this at the beginning. Like, comment, subscribe so you don't miss nothing. We're going to come out with some more. We need to really just make you a regular on this show because
yeah, man. You know, we come.
You bring the great perspective.
These are conversations we have off air anyway, 100% of the time. So I think it needs to be a regular. I hope the people enjoy my perspective. I know you don't always agree with it, but I feel like you understand me now. The older that we done got, you used to be.
I definitely understand.
Right. I feel like we've came to more of an understanding over the years because you used to think what I would say was outlandish, and I think I've matured a little bit too. But
I'd agree with that.
I'm glad that we can come to common ground. I still feel like me and Byron is more on the same end and same line of thinking than you are.
No. I'm in the middle.
You're in the middle. Okay, bet.
Yeah, and aligning yourself with Byron would be probably the last thing I would do to show people that I'm reasonable. But that's me. That's me. Y'all got that. All right. We're going to go ahead and get off here. Sign off. Will, again, appreciate you. Byron, your striped shirt.
Appreciate you, Will.
Yeah, appreciate y'all, man, as always.
Showthy about to play us out. Y'all have a good one.
As always. Peace.
I stood tall. When you make it through the struggle and the pain, do you get your umbrella off the chance that it might rain? I stood tall. Ooh, I stood tall. Ooh, I stood tall. Ooh, you could try to count me out, but you ain't gonna ever hold me down. When I see my people going through it, I put the blame on me. And I see my homie lose his mind, but I gave him his first taste of lean. I ain't gonna lie, that really hurt me, but I had to close the curtains. And one thing I learned on Lion King is everybody gotta eat. Never tell a party, let me get a whole piece. Said, nah, little homie, can't get that from me. You play football, you got a bright future, you supposed to see you on the TV. And I said, that's true, and I'm gonna do it, but I really gotta make something happen. And I probably could've asked my family for something, but instead I started hitting licks with daddy. I ain't gonna lie, that turned me to a savage. Really living life like a bandit. And then Murph told me, keep your head on, man, don't do nothing reckless. But now I'm older now, I'm a grown man. Go to church every Sunday, I'm a praying man. You ain't gonna never see me fall, I'm always standing. One thing I do is stick to the plan. When you make it through the struggle, you the truth. When that pressure gets